And here, my I'm gonna just go to Kali.org. Download Kali Linux. Okay, the version I'm gonna search is the 64-bit, but I'll try to get the HTML one, the installer, not the torrent. Okay, I'm gonna download this one, 64-bit. I'm gonna download. This is the one I need. It's not the live. The live actually it needs for us to launch it without installation. No, I need the installer to be installed. So I'm gonna download it and just give it the time to download. I don't know actually if I have a copy already uh, available in my machine. Let this download start first.
أنزله دكتور.
Yeah, you can do that.
بس دكتور تذكر قالنا نزلنا لما في السايبر ما راح يشتغل في الأجهزة.
No. not forget. Technology is daily update. Actually, we installed it. ثبتناها الفصل. We installed it this semester last week, so it is
أوكي.
working very fine. Technology is updating. Errors what has been actually recorded in one semester is not the same. So, but it is taking time. It is going to take time. Let me check my machine. Do I have a copy here? إذا عندي نسخة. Kali, I have already one copy. Yes, here it is. Okay, I'll keep this one. Take its time to download. But even though I'm gonna consider this one as if it has been finished the download. So immediately my virtual machine now. My VMware. I'm gonna create a new machine. You are familiar with that. No updates usually. This window it is for the updates. No, I don't follow any updates. So I'm gonna browse for the Kali. Here it is. I'm gonna choose it. Did not detect the version. It's very okay. So it's a Linux one. I'm gonna search for Debian. Kali is not available because he's a little bit old. I'm gonna search for Debian 64-bit. Debian 9 64-bit. It's okay. Next, I'm gonna give it the name Kali here. Kali Linux.
دكتور أنا عندي ثانية فيرتشوال ماشين ما نفس هذه.
الأوراكل في ام وير.
هذه
الأوراكل في ام وير.
أيوة.
Yeah, it's okay. It's very okay.
لأنها هذه قامت أول شيء فيها مشاكل ولا ويش؟
If you are familiar with that one, it's very okay. No worries. Actually العكس هو الصحيح لأن that the Oracle it needs the Java to be installed, the JS, the JRE to be in your machine. So whatever. If you have that one, it's very okay also. So 20 GBs. I'm gonna say yes, it's very okay. It is given half GB. No, I'm gonna increase the RAM. I'm gonna give it 2 GBs, for example. 2 GBs be okay. Okay, finish. Let him install now. I'm gonna follow the on-screen instructions. Play the machine. Okay, from here, see the mouse. I'm gonna just move. Click the window. So install. I'm using the keyboard. Sorry for the interruption here. So here actually, as I said, this on-screen instruction English. So yes, United States, let it be yes. Okay, American English, it's okay. There are two options only to set the password and the mirroring of the network. We are going to deny that. Other than that, all the options they will be actually. We are going to confirm that. Kali the name. Okay, leave it like it is. Domain name. No, I do not have any domain. Continue. root password. I'm gonna give a password and remember it later. The password I'm gonna give it, I'm gonna remember it later. So I'm gonna say it's not doing. I'm gonna repeat it again. Password you entered were not the same. Continue. Okay, root password. Because I'm using a strange keyboard, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Yes, great. So Eastern, yeah, Sharq. Okay, the time. Entire disk. I'm not going to modify this listing because I need only one disk. I do not need to make any partitions. No partitions, no need. Yeah, we have only one partition, so it's okay. All files in one partition, yes. To confirm that that's finished the partitioning. Great. Here, write changes to disk, yes. I'm going to say yes. Here I'm going to move to yes. Okay, it is doing that. It is writing the changes to disk. So we'll be giving him a little bit of time now. انطلقتي في التنزيل مال آية.
نعم دكتور.
Did you start downloading it?
Yes.
Great, okay, just because the first activity I want to do it inside the carry, so I'd like to wait for it. How much time it is showing you for the download?
بعرف دكتور واقف
Yeah, it
الشبكة
depends
شوي
from the
بطيئة.
internet speed. Yeah, right. Okay, here actually, this is the message I was talking about. The mirror. We are not going to make any security or precaution measures. We're not going to make a mirror for this copy. Why? We are not talking about disaster recovery, and to avoid the time while installing now and the configuration later. So no need for a mirror. No need for a mirror. The mirror is to set up actually a copy. It's a context of resiliency and incident response scenario. We are not doing that. So no need for mirror. No need for copy. No, I'm gonna move to no. Here, no. Install the grab. Yes, here actually it's a sort of kernel level utility. Just yes. Uh, we have only one location, which is the unique disk. Here it is, the dev SDA. The unique disk we have here. We're not going to choose it. We're not going to enter. No, we're going to choose it. Yes, and let him do. continue here. Actually, the installation is going to be, yes, he will load, he will, sorry, he will boot. Okay, installation has been terminated. He's booted now, as I said. Okay, the password actually I inputted, I declared already the same. No, he actually is the username. I did not mention username here. The username is the root, the main. The password now the one I inserted. The same password. No. Yes, here it is. That's great. I'm in. That's great. So okay, let me change. See the Windows. Let me move to full screen mode. Okay. Then after I'm gonna play on the resolution. Okay. Display settings. Let me change the resolution. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna choose 1400 by 1000 because I remember that I tested this measurement. I'm gonna say apply. Yes, great. So revert settings. No, sorry. Do apply. Yes, I'm gonna save the settings. Okay. Because if I go more than that, it will not be feasible. That's great. So full screen, I'm gonna hide this bar. Okay, as if inside the machine now, immediately without any delay. Remember that we are having here a tool. We can actually use the this tool as an operating system absolutely for our current work. We can actually refer to so many utilities. It has a list of tools that we can actually use them as a regular operating system, like the whatever we are referring to the Microsoft-based operating systems or any other kind. Means our regular office activities. Uh, this is not the purpose. This is not the purpose. The first thing actually I'm gonna bring your attention to two main things. The first thing is the list of the applications we are having. We are having the ready-made tools. The forensics ones, they are the ones we are having here. They are sort of scanning tools. They're going to analyze purposely for the purpose of just say reading the content of the, for example, the RAM, flash disk, storage device, either internal or external, whatever. In addition to, from those lists here, from those I say lists because they are having subcategories also. We are having, especially I'm talking about this exploitation. We are having tools to help us investigate. The title forensics does not mean it's the unique, whether we use those or subcategory of this forensic tool or not. No, no, no. You have to understand that we are at the concern of investigation. Whenever we talk about forensics, so we are searching for either an acknowledgement, knowledge, something to prove our thoughts, something like that, to give us information, or to prove what we are claiming or proclaiming. We said that the criminal has attacked the computer using a Wi-Fi network. We have to prove that. Or we say that the attacker has used a certain type of a malware. We have to prove that. So there is an investigation has to happen. So all of that, yeah, question to be utilized, not only, but for a purpose. For a purpose. It's not just let's use this and that. No, no, it's not. So we have to create a plan for that. There is one very important question to bring to your attention is that there is no plan clear to set for the digital forensics to be standardized for all devices for all scenes, and basically especially for all the hardware. عندك اعتراض على هذه آية؟
عيد دكتور شوية.
جميل, very good. I said, the last thing I said, that there is no standardized approach via which we have to stand on to say that this is an approach, let's say حتى even it's an intermediary, or let's say it's a beginner plan via which we we say that it is conformed, it is compatible to all platforms, all the devices, all the scenes, all the let's say crime events. An event happened on my mobile, I can use this standardized plan. And another crime happened, another attack or hack happened on my office computer, so I can use the same approach, and so on. So somebody has happened actually a disaster on his network or in his computer at home, I can help him with the same standard, the same approach. So there is a unique standard that can go with all events, with all scenes, considering that the scene has to englobe hardware and software at the same time. The answer here is no, there isn't. There isn't. Maybe actually 100% there are common criterions, and when we say the investigation, for all events there have to be an investigation. But the approach to investigate is not the same, and it cannot be standardized. It cannot be standardized. For a reason is that access points that can be actually, remember the triad we explained in theory this morning, the triad, we said that there are actually a knowledge which is investigation based, and then after the investigation is based on to investigate based on two expertise related to the vulnerabilities and related to the intrusion, let's say remedial. So intrusion on a mobile device is not the same intrusion on this, let's say, machine I'm using now. It's not the same scenario. Thus, we cannot standardize the approach to investigate, but we can go behind actually to investigate. You have to investigate for all. If we are talking, for example, about the same access point, wireless in a laptop and wireless in a mobile, so we can investigate the same protocol. There are things that they are common, but we cannot standardize. Is it clear? النقطة هذه بالذات. Is it clear? Hey.
Yes, دكتور.
That's great. So I'm not gonna talk a lot. I'm gonna open the regular browser available here, which is the Firefox. This is the one. I'm gonna open xroxy.com. I'm gonna open the URL. Come on. I'm gonna open the xroxy.com. It is saying I cannot reach. We are having trouble to find that. Okay. Regardless, I'm gonna keep this one apart. I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna open the second browser, which is the Chromium. Here it is. From here, the first one is available here. The second one is in the start menu, the applications menu. This is the second tool. This is the second client I'm trying. Let him just launch. took time, but seems to be the result. Let me recall it again to check what he's saying. Sorry, there is an issue here. Let me check what's the problem. Let me investigate what was the issue. Otherwise, I'm going to run it as an administrator. Still, okay, I'm going to just try to launch it from the command prompt. Actually, I'm going to start. Actually, it has a problem. It has a problem. Maybe the package is not fully installed. Remember that everything, as per the definition we saw in computer security, that everything in Linux is file-based. So there had to be actually an issue with the packages running this Chromium. So I'm going to just call him from this terminal. Command not found. I'm going to send Chrome only. No, I typed it. Chromium. Okay. Host running or without a sandbox is not supported. Okay, he said there is a problem with the. There is no problem. He's not mentioning any problem here. Actually, he's running as a root. That's very fine. But even though, regardless, I keep this one apart. I keep this one apart again. See what I'm doing. Just see what I'm going. What I'm doing. Yeah. Okay. I'll check for a browser. I'm gonna write a browser. There is a browser called the browser in Linux. I'm gonna call it if I find it here. The browser, DB browser. No, we have only those two for now. Actually, I know that there is another browser. What I tried to do is to tackle this Xroxy from different perspective. The first one actually it was saying that it is not reachable for a reason or another. It is hidden from me. I know it is running because I know this domain. It is actually a proxy server. It gives us actually a passerelle, a gateway to different platforms. A proxy, it's a proxy. Since it is not visible to me here, there is an issue. I'm investigating that, no more, no less. Opened with the first URL, with the first client. I got this type of message. Actually, it has explanation. I tried to open the second browser showed an issue, did not run, and even it's with the root privilege, it is not running. I'm gonna try to debug the package of this Chromium later on, not now. But for now, I'll come back to this browser. I'm gonna run in private mode. So from here, from the same browser, I'm gonna run in private mode from here, private mode. Private mode, what does it mean? Means later on. So this is another window. See the icon here I'm seeing, see the icon I received here, this icon here. It indicates that this is actually in a private mode. This is a private browser in the sense of later on there will be no trace of what I'm doing here. Now if I'm gonna type Xroxy, see Xroxy, see here, it has accomplished. I typed XR only. It has brought to me the rest of the URL. Why? Because I typed this URL in this browser. So if I'm typing it here and he's showing me this result X R, see he accomplished to me Roxy. He knows that there is something called X Roxy in this computer. It has been utilized. So I know that the user has used this X Roxy earlier. This is one of the ways. So this X Roxy is recognized. This is the first thing. Actually, if I do it the vice versa, from this browser, I'm gonna type, for example, I'm gonna open, for example, favabay.com. Favabay.com. See, enter. It works. It is secured. It works. This is Favabay. It's my domain. It's my own. It works very fine. See, I'm opening it in the secured, in the private browser. Okay, very fine. I'm gonna open any URL. I come back. I open the login page. Come back. I can whatever. I can surf any category. That's good. It works very fine. Okay, I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna close the private browser fully. I opened the favabay.com. The computer has to have a trace, but remember that I opened it using the private browser. I'm gonna open a new tab and see if the computer recognizes this favabay now. Fava? No, there is nothing. Nothing. It did not show. It did not accomplish my URL. It did not show. I write again. Fava. We did not. I'm gonna close everything. Close all. Close tabs. Yes. I'm gonna open the browser again. I'm gonna open favabay immediately. Did not show nothing. He does not show any accomplishment. He is not accomplishing my nothing. I'm gonna delete and try to type xroxy. X. He recognizes the xroxy. See the difference? The difference is that this one is being manipulated using a regular, and I'm able to trace that the user of this computer has visited this URL. But I'm not able to prove it has been blocked. But I'm not able, let me just, I'm not able to prove that this the users of this computer did visit this Fava, because they used the private browser. Did not accomplish nothing. See, nothing. I'm gonna visit it now. See, I'm gonna confirm now. I'm gonna visit it. I'm gonna press enter now in the normal browser. No, I'm not in the private browser. I'm gonna press enter. I confirm now. I confirm. Okay, great. I'm gonna close all now. I'm gonna close. I just visited once. خلاص, it's enough. I visited only one time. I closed. I'm gonna open the browser again. Try to type favabay.com. Has been recognized. So this way we are able to investigate at least one first recognition that a path has been visited. Actually, this is an access to a network. This is not a path. This is an access to a network. It has been recognized. That has been visited. Okay, let's keep going on the same track and let's investigate the same xroxy. Come on, there is a problem in this computer. And this mouse, sorry. Let me investigate again this xroxy. Xroxy recognized, but still this is not open. Let me visit it in the private mode. Again, xroxy, enter.com. Still the same message. I have trouble to visit this URL. It is not showing anything. One small comparison. Okay, I'll keep this one apart. This is the private window. See the icon here. Leave it there. Okay, I'll come back here to this window. See the difference in between this and this. This favabay.com and this xroxy. What's the difference? The main difference is this lock here, this security lock here, this green lock here. This one it uses the encryption. This one does not use encryption. So the cryptography is implemented here. This one is secured more than this. Does not mean that it's not secured, but this is at least it's not showing the cryptography sign. It's not having a certificate of the cryptography sign. Let me just try to manually Means when I check here, there is an S here. There is an S here. HTTP S secured. So I'm gonna try to type it manually to see if it gets actually opened or gives me a different message. So HTTPS colon slash slash enter. Different message. Completely different message. Completely different. Was interrupted. What does it mean, literally speaking here, was interrupted? It means there is something behind. There is something behind, but it has been stopped somewhere. We asked the server Xroxy to come to give us its files. It tried, but it has been interrupted now. We are having a complete different message. When I open Xroxy, the regular Xroxy, no, he's having the trouble to reach, to find the resource. Here, no. He found the resource, but he's not able to load. Completely different. So, not found. Here, no. It's found, but has been interrupted. The same resource, Xroxy. Xroxy. But here we are calling it manually in a secured channel. What does it mean? It means actually here that there is a resource, but there is something in background. There is something in background blocking this resource, interrupting our request. Means whatever I'm sending, I'm trying to open this one. He is listening to me. He's doing the eavesdropping. He's tracking me. This is not legal. This is not okay. He's interrupting my requests. Why he does like that? So this is either a virus, this is a malware, this is a firewall, or there is something in between interrupting my requests. You got the point, Leia?
Yes, doctor.
How to trespass this interruption? How to block this interruption and open this resource and reach this resource? Do you have any suggestions?
No.
Okay, I have. I'm gonna just refer to the Google.
Pinterest.
I'm referring to the Google, the iTools of Google. The iTools of Google. This is the iTools of Google. I'm referring to the interactive tools of Google to try to call through the translator of the Google to call this same Xroxy here. I'm gonna delete this HTTP. I'm gonna bring the URL. This sorry, I'm gonna whatever this one, for example, this one. Okay, put it here. Let him detect the language of the page, and I need it in let's say Arabic, or in Italian, or French, or whatever, Chinese. Let him just bring me the content of the page in a different language if he can. Yes, absolutely, he could. Those are the resources. I change it to a different language, for example, the French. Let him do that. Yes, this way we are able to know that there is this way. We are able clearly to recognize that there is a resource. It is clearly interrupted. It is clearly interrupted. And means interrupted means there is a running engine between my client, which is this browser, and the resource, which is this server. There is a malware or there is something running behind. So so far we are able to investigate that there is at least an intruder that it is filtering or following our requests. Uh, so two outcomes of this practice so far. Two outcomes of this practice so far. The users that they visited resources or resources has been visited in this device. We are able to recognize that. Then the second is to recognize if there is any intruder in background checking up my requests or controlling my requests. I'll send you the record and I'll stop at this level. I'll stop at this level.
Okay, doctor.
Let me stop the recorder first.